Here we are in Ava, Missouri, and it's a town with a little mystery, and we'll tell you about that in a minute.
It's really a smooth ride. This is a historic ranger station.
So here we are coming in on the highway from the northwest. I think it's Highway 14 or 5. Ava's a pretty nice town. It has plenty of restaurants and things like that. There's a McDonald's and there's a super Walmart back there. They even have a roundabout. Hey look kids, it's Big Ben. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. This area of Douglas County was settled in 1830s. The town was a county seat in 1870. In 1881, it was renamed to Ava. Later on in 1908, it was incorporated. Today, the population is around 2,800, 2,900, 3,000, somewhere right in there. The 2020 census said 2,800 and something. This small Ozark town of Ava has a little mystery that it's been hanging on to for almost 100 years now. Back in 1940, around January or February, I think it was, the residents here started getting these random checks in the mail with little letters like they knew the town. This person was sending 150, 100 bucks, sometimes 20 or 50, but sending it to random people in the town every week. And the residents got all excited because this is like, you know, if you get a check for 150 bucks, that's like $2,000 now, close to it. So residents would gather down at the post office every day waiting for the mail to see if they got a check. And everybody was super excited. They couldn't figure out who the benefactor was sending the checks. Stick around because the story gets even more interesting. Just want to get some of the businesses in here. walked around the square. Let's go check out the center part here. You want to? Looks like this is where the farmer's market would be. I think they have one here during the summers. Oh, there's a tree too. They have all their Christmas decorations up. I was just about to look up the history of Ava and the county here, and then Missy spots this sign right beside us. So you can pause it and read it. The current courthouse was constructed in 1937. The earlier courthouses were burned down in 1886 and 1873. The very first courthouse was built in 1871. So this courthouse is it's not in the center of the square like a lot of these towns. It's off the corner of the square, which is right here. The first person to receive a check in the mail from this mysterious person was the lady by the name of E. Lawson, and she received a check with a letter that said it was an old friend of hers who was, sending her some money. She wanted to know who it was, so she went down to the bank and asked, and they described a man that she didn't recognize, and he had given the name Lawson as his name when he purchased the cashier's check. So that was sort of a mystery. They just couldn't figure out who it was, and every time they went to investigate, they come up against a dead end. There was indications that this person was out of town at the time, sending it to their town, but they knew the town pretty well. They knew the newspaper. They read the newspaper. The newspaper itself even investigated their subscribers out of town and tried to figure out who it could be, but they could not. And the next part of the story is quite funny. Here's the Ava Cemetery. We just happened to drive up on this. It's up on the hilltop and it has a really nice view. A cemetery with a view. You can see the whole town over there. Check it out. Really peaceful cemetery, which most of them are, I guess. But I like the ones on the hill like this. So as more and more people received checks in Ava back in 1940, they got more and more excited and more interested and more engaged trying to figure out who this person was. Well, along comes this mysterious person, mysterious in the sense they didn't know who he was. A stranger came to town and got a room at the hotel. He was looking for land or a house to buy an estate, so apparently he had some cash. He had some money. Well, that spread like wildfire in the town of Ava, and the folks all thinking that this was the benefactor who had come to see him or, maybe move into town. They all gathered outside the hotel in a big crowd. It was so much of a crowd that the fella inside, who was the strange visitor, became very afraid and escaped, and they never saw him again.
This is a historic ranger station. It's closed right now, but it's pretty neat. There's a whole bunch of stuff up there too, part of the Ranger Center. I think this is part of the historic buildings too that was built at the same time for the shop or whatever. I'm gonna check out this tractor right here. Metal wheels, really cool. Would you like to drive this thing? It's really smooth, but it's really a smooth ride. Do you reckon there were rubber strips on there, or? I don't think there were. What do you think? You think they had any kind of rubber or wood on there? Probably not. Look at this. A tree grew up in there. This part right here looks very safe. Nah, it's far enough away, but I don't even know how fast that would turn or what it does. What would it do? Very strange. I like that. It's cool. Let's go on this side. It's a 1930 tractor. At least you didn't get flats on it. That's for sure.
This is the location of the Missouri Foxtrotter Association. It was organized here in 1948. They have annual shows right here north of Ava. The Missouri Foxtrotter. That happens to be a horse breed that actually originated in Missouri. You can see the stables out there. No one was here, or I would have talked to somebody. But... So check out the Missouri Foxtrotting Horse Breed Association, and maybe you can stop in and check out one of their shows here. The last couple of checks, I think it was 2 checks, were to the mayor of Ava, and he was praising the mayor in the letters about how good a job and how good a person the mayor was, and praising him for the job that he was doing and the projects that he was doing at the time. And that was the last known checks that anyone received from this mysterious Ava angel. And to this day, almost 100 years later, this mystery still isn't solved. I hope you enjoyed the story there with a little story time at Nerd County Project. Maybe I can find more weird stories to tell y'all in our videos. Let us know if you like that kind of stuff. Well, this is all we have to show for you here in Ava, Missouri. Thanks for watching the video.
Please subscribe, it really helps our channel.
And comment and share and all the other stuff.
We love you guys.
Thanks for watching Nerd County Project. Later.
Over and out.